In this video, we're going to be dealing with an old 10 megabyte hard drive. For grins and giggles, I thought I'd drag it out, show you the processes needed to install one in a computer, or at least initialize it, low level format it, and get it running again. This one is originally out of an old TRS-80 Radio Shack computer external hard drive enclosure, and the TRS-80 and the enclosure is long gone, but the old hard drive still here. It's an old Tandon model TM-503. Alright, let's see here. First process, of course, hook it up to the hard drive controller cord, which is in this case an old Winchester disk controller, Western Digital Corporation 1000 WD-1003 is the model of the disk controller. Of course, you got the control and data cables, and let's see here, and once you got that hooked up proper, set the jumper to the right one, then comes power time. Fire this old sucker up. There we go. Up and running. Now I'll go over to the screen and show you the setup procedure. Got a floppy disk, MS-DOS floppy disk in the drive. We'll start from there. First order of business, go to your BIOS settings. In this case, set at the hard disk type 1, which is 306 cylinders, 4 heads, white pre-compensation 128, landing zone 305, 17 sectors, total of 10 megabytes. And take, save, and reboot. Normally, at this time when you reboot, after installing hard disk that has not been low-level formatted, it will often complain that the hard disk failed to initialize, but I've already low-leveled this one, so it ain't gonna complain about that. Alright, let's boot up the DOS here, and run HiMem and all the other stuff. There we go. Now to low level partition the drive. If you would normally try to go to C drive or whatever, you will get an error message and stuff. So first you gotta low level format the drive, and that would be what I'm gonna use is hard disk diagnostic, which is an old program that I've got running around here. Hard disk diagnostics version 2.1. First things first, make sure that it's actually working properly. To do that, do a seek test, drive 1, F1, and you'll see running through the cylinders. And if I showed you the disk in here, running back and forth, the stepper actuator. That's fine. Let that complete. Seek test passed. Now you got to low level format it, because if you ever change your hard disk controller on a disk drive, or if you mismatch, move the drive to another computer that's got a different hard disk controller, Normally, the new hard disk controller can't read the formatting on the disk that the old one put there, so whenever you match up a new disk controller and disk combination, you've got to do a low-level disk format, which in this program is F9. Let's see. Alright, we are here at the format drive part of the program. To format your drive, select drive 1, clear defects, yes. Interleave 2 or 3, normally it defaults on 3, or if you have a faster controller you can handle an interleave of 2. Got all the settings, control F1 to start, and ask you, are you really sure? Yes, I'm really sure. Continue. And it'll start the format process, which I'll cut to the end of it here to save you the boredom of watching. Alright, we're done. It says format complete. To make sure the unit actually formatted, escape out of there. Go to surface analysis, F8, or I should say defect scan, F7, drive 1, control F1, and see that it can read all the sectors and tracks and stuff. If it shows up no complaints there, or just a few complaints there and there, then you should be good to go. Escape out of that and get out of that program. Let's see here. Whoops. Alt F10. Get out of the program. And that gets you back at the DOS prompt. Next program you'll need to run is FDISK, which is the MS-DOS fixed disk setup program. And if you're creating a single normal primary DOS partition, you'll stick with the default P8 DOS partition or logical drive. Create primary DOS partition. I'll ask you if you want to use all available space. Yes. And now you'll have to make sure the DOS system disk is in place in drive A and restart the computer. Alright, we're back at the DOS prompt, and there's currently a logical C drive on a computer. You can go to it, but if you try to get any information from it, it'll tell you an invalid media type, reading drive C. Abort. The reason why is C drive's there, but C drive hasn't had any logical or any file tables or anything put in place, so you gotta go back to A drive and format /S C drive. Format C drive is what you want to do, but I put the /S there so that it'll put the system files so you can boot off the C drive once you get done formatting it. Enter, and it will ask you if you're really sure that you want to do it, because all non-removable data, all data on non-removable disk will be lost. Proceed with format, yes. And it'll go through the process. It might indicate once in a while that it's trying to recover a sector or whatever, but not just normal media errors on the disk. newer IDE drives and stuff, you don't really have to worry about disk read errors and everything, but the older MFM and RRL drives, generally they will have, like that one there, trying to recover allocation unit such and such. Normally you have a few error spots on the drive because the drive controller cannot remap the sectors, so if there's any defects on the disk, it'll show. I'm adding 10.11 meg, a whole 10.11 megabyte, 4 kilobytes in sectors, 139 kilobytes used by system. Now here comes the port. We go to C drive, make sure you can read it. Yep, you got command com. Then copy everything from A drive over to it. No, you don't want to overwrite command com. Then you can start working from there. All the stuff. I got some miscellaneous crap on the disk that, like MS-DOS diagnostic stuff, IMEM, everything else. Drive parameter, Express disk manager, all that other stuff. Wait for it to finish copying. There we go. Factory. It's all on C drive. Now comes the fun part where you can remove the A drive disk, Control Delete to restart, and you will have it booting off of C drive here in a second. And your disk is now entered the age of hard drive technology. See, starting MS-DOS, test extended memory, starting smart drive. There you go, factory. 9 megabytes free, MS-DOS. Testing your system, drives. C drive, fix this CMOS type 1, 305 cylinders, 4 heads, 512 byte sectors, 17 sector track. Alright. That's it. And that the old 1980s hard drive. I think that's the year. Let's see here. Division, whatever. Yep. That's the old 1980s Tandon hard drive. Still cranking, still working. As they say, they don't make them like they used to. And this is a standing example. Come around. Take one of those 1 terabyte drives, and in 30 years from now, let's see if that one of those fancy 1 terabyte drives is working in 30 years. I'll probably say not, but this keeps on cranking.